Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the third pillar, the love and relationship one, the one that all you guys want to. I'm kidding. I know you guys don't all, the guys out there don't want to always talk about this, emotions and stuff, but I'm sure you ladies do. I'm sure y'all like to talk about it, but there's also probably some guys out there that actually do enjoy this type of topic and this kind of pillar, and also there's ladies out there that probably don't care to share their emotions and talk about this stuff. And they're like, oh, this is ridiculous. But anyways, it's a great one. It's a good pillar. And I want to help you guys work on it, possibly find love or work on those relationships and get them going a little bit better. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of my perspective and some of my tips and some of the way I see things on relationships and why you should possibly go in this direction, and hopefully it can help you. So first things first, I want to kind of tell you why that the third one, because I kind of got these pillars going in order. You got your health, wealth, and love and relationships is your third one, and the reason why it's the third one, in the way as far as like importance, is because you just don't have a lot of control over it like you do on your health, where you can go to the gym, you can eat right, and get those results, and they hang around more so. And the same with your wealth. You can actually, take action and go after, go to school or go get those, whether you go after that job you want, you can kind of have a little bit more control, even though that's not always 100%, but it's more than the loved one. Whether you want to start a business or something, you got a little bit more control. But in the loved one, you need another partner to feel the same way you feel about them, or it's toast. It's not good. It could it can be taken away from you. You can invest all this time into that person to get that great feeling they've been giving you, that constant feeling, and boom, it can be wiped away from you. And next thing you know, you're hitting rock bottom, and you're just a mess, and you don't have. That's why I always want you to work on those, the health and the wealth. If you have those things, those pillars built pretty strong, and that loved one falls down, well, you fall back on those achievements and those things you've already built. That's like a good foundation, something good to fall back on. Otherwise, you hit the bottom, and it's dark down there, and plenty of people have been there. I've been there, and the only thing I can tell you, if you're watching this and you're going through that, and you just hit rock bottom because you're going through either a divorce or somebody, a breakup right now, just know that rock bottom is the best place for a launch pad, the best place. That'll keep you positive. Just knowing that you can only go up from this point, and it feels terrible and it hurts inside, but you're gonna build on this, and we're gonna get out of here and get up and get going. So just understand that that love pillar is a good one. It makes you feel good. You get that long-term feeling. If you look at life and what everyone's doing, and it might sound funny, but if you just look at it, everyone's running around trying to make themselves feel good, which makes sense. Everyone's trying to run around and going around through life trying to find things that make them feel good, get that lasting, that fulfillment, which is why I want you to kind of go after your purpose in life, so you can have that long-term feeling. But you're running around trying to get that feeling, and it's no different than when you go and buy a car, and you're like, that's not going to be long-term. That's why I tell you, like, money and sometimes those tangible items, they're not that valuable as you think, because you go in, you get those things, and then they fizzle out. They're just short-lived feelings of excitement, enjoyment, happiness, and that's pretty much what you're going after in life, is a positive feeling, which can be happiness, it can be excitement, pleasure, whatever it is. That you're ecstatic because this is happening, whatever. But it's just a feeling. And that loved one is actually kind of easy. It's kind of almost like the easy come, easy go thing, where you can get it easy, but you can lose it easy. But when you get that one, this is why a lot of people latch onto that one, because it's one of those ones that when you're growing up, you find out more so, and you get there quicker, because you can find that you see that cute girl in class, or that guy that you're interested in. You're like, wow, and next you guys find this connection, and you start feeling great in life. You're like, wow, I look forward to seeing this person. I can't wait to talk to this person, because they make you feel so good. But just know you can't control that person. Can't even control the way they feel. Sometimes things change, and next thing you know, all that you put everything in on, and you neglected your first two pillars. Well, that pillar's gone. So now you have like no pillars. I mean, and that's where I'm trying to help you guys not go. I don't want you guys to hit that, because now you're starting all over again. So I highly recommend you paying attention to and just being aware that don't neglect your first two pillars, because I got a lot of girls that I'm friends with, or it's mostly the girls. The guys understand me, but the girls are just like, I don't understand you, Chris. Why aren't you settled down? You're a great guy. You should be married and kids. And I'm like, working on my two pillars. Maybe now that they're watching this, they can see, they're like, all right, I get what he's doing. I get that he's trying to set himself up for that and have a wonderful life with somebody special. But and I know time's a ticking, but I got time, and there's plenty of people I observe, and I talk to a lot of people older than me that have lived on this earth longer and have went down the path already, and they're like, Chris, you got time. And then I have ones that tell me, don't get married. I don't listen to everything and do what they say, but I take in the information because I'm a knowledge guy and I like it. So I take in the information, but also I have ones that are saying, no, it's fine, Chris, you can get married. I get all types of different, but I do get a lot of people that telling me, don't get married, Chris, don't get married. And I just think that the reason why that they're saying that is because they possibly went into relationships for the wrong reasons, or just things change, or they let other things affect their relationship. Like finances, like no one worked on that pillars, and they're arguing over money, and next thing you know, they despise each other, all because like their money, and they're just struggling. The love must not have been there. It wasn't strong enough to get them through that, and they just didn't make wise decisions, and it ruined the relationship. So just know that those first two pillars are very important still. I'm not telling you to stop love and say I'm not doing love or anything. You can be open. I'm still open to it, and to those things happening. And I'm not against marriage, but I just know that things take time, and there's a reason why there's time in this world, because not everything's supposed to happen in one section, one point. Like boom, there goes your life. You get married, you have kids, and everything just gets sped up, and then you got the rest of your life to do what? I mean, I think some people get away with it, and they're like, no, I'm happy, I enjoy my life. Nope, I wouldn't change anything. But I think a lot of people just say that. They don't really want to admit that, you know what, I wish I would have held off a little bit because I wanted to go travel and enjoy my 20s a little bit more. Or, unfortunately, some people might make mistakes and end up having a child, that they didn't, plan on having. And they got to deal with that stuff. And I'm big on, setting yourself up and making sure that you're able to take care of yourself before you actually bring in another child, because if you can't, you got to, let's just say, it's, if you can't really take care of yourself, it's going to be hard for you probably shouldn't be bringing another life into this world until you're ready. So that's why I really want you to focus on those first two pillars, so you don't put yourself in a bad position where you're running around scrambling, trying to, put the pieces together and try to, get through life and enjoy life. I don't want you to struggle. I don't want you guys to have a hard time. I want you guys to have it easy. So let's look a little bit more into this love thing, this love relationship thing. I'm big on the love languages. I think that whole love language book thing is pretty cool, just because it allows two people to actually, realize why they have this connection and what makes them love the other person and feel good about the other person. And that whole, you got your words of affirmation, you got acts of services, gift giving, you got touch, and you got quality time. And if you're a words of affirmation person, and you're a talker, and you're always giving them quality time, and that partner of yours, and that's exactly what they like happening to them, you're gonna make them very happy. However, I told you in the last the wealth pillar video, the universe requires balance for things to work right. So if you're doing it for her, and she's not hitting yours, things get unbalanced. And when things are unbalanced, they don't work properly, you're going to have problems. So you're going to have to speak up and communicate these things and say, hey, I'm not really, you got to let her know, like, these are my buttons, these are the things that make me feel good. And your partner will probably work on those things for you if they care about you and they want to be with you. And maybe they're just somebody that doesn't they're not very open. And that could be a problem too. So I'm really big on communication. Communicate in your partnerships, in your relationships. Let each other know how you're feeling. If you're upset, let them know. I always tell girls, actually let me back it up before I jump to that. The reason I want you to open up is because you could be the one person trying to make a connection. You know, I almost look at it like, you know, the receptacles on the wall where you plug in. They have the little, like, I guess they're for like babies, the little protectors are like clear ones. I feel like sometimes either guys or girls, they have that. And you're trying to make a connection with them and you're getting blocked every time. You're like, I'm trying to make a connection with you and you're rejecting me every time. Well, you know what that is? That's their walls they got built up. They got all these walls, they got all this armor and stuff, and they're just like, you're not getting in here that easy. But you got to watch out. I know you're trying to protect yourself because you don't want to be hurt. Maybe past experiences have hurt you. But you got to understand that you're stopping that partner from getting in and connecting with you. You're going to push your partner away and they're going to lose. They're going to be like, they're just going to get frustrated. They're going to get like worn out. Because they're not going to wonder like, why, what's wrong with it? They're going to wonder what's happening. What's wrong with my relationship? Why don't I? Because your partner's blocking you and they're not allowing you to come in and they're not expressing themselves so you guys can both make that connection. That's what you want to happen. That's the relationships you all should be looking for. But you gotta take down the walls. And I understand a lot of you, whether you're, you know, guys or girls, mostly women have probably went through a little bit more hard times like this where they had bad relationships. I mean, guys have too. I mean, cheating and things like that is a problem. But I'm even on the girl side too. I've been hearing and I don't even like to, I'll bring it up briefly, but it's kind of disgusting where you know, verbal abuse is one thing, but, you know, beaten, hitting and stuff, physical abuse, and also, you know, hearing about girls being raped. I'm surprised at how high the percentage is. It's disgusting. I don't even know. I think somebody even said it was like 1 in 2 or 50% or something. You just don't know about it. So ladies out there that are going through that, my heart's out to you. I'm sorry. Just know that you're not alone. A lot of people are going through it. And just know there are a lot of good guys out there. You just gotta you know, interview them and just, you know, check them out. And if it's wrong, it's out. You gotta go, cut it, be done. You gotta be strong like that and walk away and tell them no. All right, they'll, you know, fight fire with fire. Don't let them do that to you. So yeah. So looking at those relationships, when you have those walls up, they can restrict things, and you gotta try to help them break those things down. And let your partner know, hey, it's okay that you know, that I understand it's gonna be tough for you, and it's okay for you to open up. And I'm not gonna be upset with you if I hurt your feelings. I want you to tell me this stuff. Don't hold out. Tell me these things. So I usually do that at the beginning of the relationships, and I usually tell the girl like, hey, I just want you to know, you can talk to me. I'm not going to yell at you. If I hurt your feelings, let me know. Sometimes I might not know that I said something wrong or I did something to upset you. I would like to know. You do that stuff. That's why I'm big on communication. Your relationship is going to be a lot better than others, and you're not going to have you're going to have less problems. So I just think that you just need to keep those communication lines open. Sorry, I have a low battery thing here. Apologize. So keep those communication lines open with your partner and allow that thing to make that connection. So besides that, there was another thing I wanted to go over. I'm trying to remember everything here. I've been running into a lot of this lately, and I don't want to. The millennials and stuff, I'm not going to pick on any of them, and I think that everyone's great. They got a lot of positives to them just as well as everybody else. But maybe it's just the younger generation, because I'm single, and I've noticed that the younger generation that I come in contact with, the communication, and since I'm talking about that, sometimes is a little bit different. And maybe it's because it's not their fault. It's just because the evolving of like the technology and phones and text messaging, it doesn't allow a lot of people to become face to face and speak face to face. And I think that we need to work on stuff like that. It's just, I feel like there's like no love in the air, and here's the thing. This is interesting. I thought about this because I looked at when people, like, when I go to weddings or I'm invited to a wedding, I listen to the music being played even at some of these younger generation weddings, and I'm like, they're playing stuff that I grew up on, and that made me think about like love and the way things are nowadays. That music influences. That's why, like, if you look at like society pushes a lot. And there's one of my videos on the motivation on there. I'm not going to get too sidetracked. One of the videos on my motivation tab there on my website talks about people being on autopilot and letting external factors and forces disrupt them and make them operate life. And I think a lot of that's true. I mean, we're all getting, you know, the society's like just pretty much delivering all this information to us, and we just kind of are doing what everyone else is doing and operating with whatever ads we see, whatever music's playing and stuff like that. And that's what we're kind of getting brought into our life, and we're growing up on this stuff. Well, I grew up on, like, let's say Mariah Carey and Boyz II Men, which is singing these love songs and about, you know, love and connection and relationships and passion and stuff like that. And that's how guys were like me, and the women were wanting stuff like that. So that was what was going on. And when I go to weddings and stuff, I hear those songs playing, and I'm like, that's interesting. You know, you don't hear that as much. I mean, there's some country songs that are still doing it, but this was all music was doing it. So it's hitting like all types of people. And, you know, I think it made the world pretty much a better place. I mean, it was great. And there was a lot more love in the air, and people were actually striving for that. They knew more about it. And I guess the reason why I'm bringing that up is because I've actually had some of those experiences where I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if they're just scared, intimidated. I've actually had this stinks because it was because our relationship ended up ending. But I actually had a girl thank me and said, Chris, I want to thank you. After we broke up, she thanked me for the relationship because she's like, I didn't know that's what relationships are supposed to be like. This was my first real relationship. That actually touched me, and it made me feel pretty sad inside about that girl, because that girl is a great person. She's a really great person, and she was an awesome, awesome girl, and I don't really have anything negative to say about her. But I ran into the resistance of the not opening up, and I just want you to know, you all know that you got to open up, because there's something great that could be there. And it probably could have been there for me, and maybe I probably should have opened, you know, maybe hung in the pocket more. But, you know, at that time, I just felt like, you know what, it's not there. I need to make a decision and, you know, keep on moving on, move forward. So just know that, you know, the younger generation, I'm out here trying to, you know what, you guys don't have to listen to me, but I'm open up your minds. Be a little bit more open to, you know, communication and talking about your emotions and how you feel or what your experiences are. Be a little bit more vulnerable. I had the girl that wouldn't give me 5 minutes of her time. She did not know who I really was. Maybe she didn't find me attractive. But you know what? I asked for 5 minutes and she couldn't give it to me. I mean, you can meet me at a public place somewhere where it's safe. I mean, she knew who I was and spoke to me a little bit and stuff like that. And there was, I thought, some interest. But I think she probably just didn't, there's something that maybe she was bothered by. But she didn't even know me. So, you got to open up. There's be so many missed opportunities out there that if you don't open up. So I'm really big on just, you know, open up, give somebody a chance. I now, even though if I don't think that person is the one or somebody I would be interested in, I still go and meet up with them. I still give them a chance because I really don't know who they are. They could have this amazing effect on me. And I'm like, wow, this person's awesome. I did not know. Their personality rocks. Because just know, at the end of the day, looks are going to fade. What's in here, that personality is what's going to shine through, and that interior is going to be is much more important than you think. And that, hey, add that to the list of why you know, people probably get married for the wrong reasons or for getting relationships. They think, oh, that person's hot or they're good looking, and that's it. And their interior is like terrible. It's like you need to work on. Just because you go to the gym and work on your exterior, you need to work on your interior. I mentioned something about that in my book called thinking about getting into real estate. I know I bring it up a little bit, but my book is about, you know, real estate, and it's about personal growth. So I talk about stuff like this in there, and how you need to go to, you know, go to the gym for the inner fitness too, not just for your exterior. So I just wanted to kind of go over some of these things with relationships so you can understand that there's a lot going on here, and communication is really big, and just understanding what you guys are trying to build, and also knowing that there, you know, that stuff in the movies, this stuff's possible. Don't lose hope. If you're a hopeless romantic, hey man, I am. I'll admit that. I'll look vulnerable to everybody here and let everybody know, yes. Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't I want that? That sounds like a high level of that pillar. That pillar sounds like, wow, that's maxing out. I want to max out all my pillars. So yeah, I want to max out that one. I want that amazing relationship with somebody. And I want to work on my first two pillars so I don't actually have those in the way. I don't want finances ruining my relationship. I want to have a lot of free time to spend with my wife and my kids, or whatever I build. So that's my mindset, and I think that's not a bad mindset to have. I think it'll get you a lot of success in life, and especially in like the love and relationships pillar. But make sure you take your time on, be friends with people first. I think that's great. My strongest and my best relationships probably came when I don't want to say probably. I know for a fact it was because we were friends at first. I got to know them. So when I did start to date them, which I didn't know was going to happen, it happened. And I'm like, wow, I really like this person. I'm starting to catch feelings for this person. It was the right person. I've already hung out with them. I know who they are. I know a lot about them. I know how they operate. I know that they're a good person or a bad person. And obviously, if they're a good person, I'm going to be attracted to them. And that's what they were, and that's who they are. And those were my longer relationships. Those were where I learned a lot of knowledge. I got a lot of knowledge and experience from them. And I mean, not just from my personal relationships. I got some friends of mine, some girlfriends that they'll call me up sometimes and they're a mess because their boyfriend cheated on them or something happened. And I got to keep their mind right and say, look, sweetie, it's not you. You're great. You're amazing. It's not. And I have to, educate them. But these things can kind of be prevented in a way, not always. But if you feel that uneasiness or something's shaky or something's not right, it's okay to pull back, pull away. And then maybe, what's wrong? Be like, something's not right. And if you don't trust somebody, that's not good too. If you don't have trust, you're going to have some problems. So a lot of these people that actually have had that trust broken and they jump back into relationships, that's a tough one. That'd be a tough one for me, man, because you really are going to have that. Your mind's going to really wonder and be like, is this person doing that again? Or, it's just, everyone knows the rules. We all know the rules. It's hard for me to have a 3-strike system or something like that. It's like, look, we both know the rules. If you cheat on me, I'm done. It's simple as that. I'm not going to do it to you. I tell women, look, and this is what's so easy. Just break up with the person. Break up with them. Tell them it's not going to work. Don't cheat on them. Just break up with them. And then go do, if you want to be with somebody else, go be with somebody else. But don't do that to them. Don't do it the wrong way. That's not right. I always say, people, girls or guys. I don't want to call out girls only. Girls or guys, you guys, some people treat it like a job, relationships, which you're like, oh, well, that doesn't sound too bad, Chris. I treat a relationship like a job. Well, no, when you understand what I'm about to say, you're going to be like, yeah, you shouldn't do relationships like that. A lot of people like jobs. They won't leave their job until they find another partner. Until they find another job, which is how they are with their partners. They're like, all right, I'm not going to break up with them. I'm going to keep this person here, but I'm going to start shopping. That's not nice. That's hurtful. And I don't think you should do that. So this is something that you probably shouldn't do. It's okay to be lonely. It's okay. You should find out who you are. So break up with the person and you can be lonely. I'm sure you'll find somebody, and somebody's going to come along the way if you're a great, wonderful person. So don't be that person shopping for somebody else while you're with somebody. That's not great. That's not something you should do. So I hope you enjoyed some of these topics and some of the way the angle I see some of the relationships and how things are working, and just kind of picking apart how things go nowadays, and trying to work on some of these areas. The relationships. I don't know if I talked about it, but I'll say it again. It's funny. You got the 2-year glitch, or the 2-year itch, 3-year glitch, and if you can make it past those, it seems like you got something. And to me, in school relationships, if you're going to go get married, that time, if you can, like in school, you don't just get a degree and then go and take classes and they got to pass tests. No, you have to do it the other way. You have to go to school. You have to educate yourself. You have to learn. You have to put your time in, semesters, years, pass tests, and then you get rewarded a degree. You should look at marriage like that. Put your time in with people. If you can make it through that, and you can do that, and you get through, then you can reward yourself marriage. But remember, there's something more important than that piece of paper and that marriage, and that's that connection that you have. And I've said that. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. It's a great pillar. It's a good pillar. It's an easy one to get, I think, in a way, because you can find there's people out there all looking for that, looking for another person. You guys can share those great feelings with each other. But just know that can be taken away pretty easily. And I think you should take your time. Be friends with somebody at first. Take your time. Find out who they are. Be open. Be vulnerable. Take the walls down. Really try to see if something's there, and don't stop love from doing its thing. Alrighty? Thank you very much for taking the time to watch this, and I hope to see you on the next segment, which will be the fourth pillar, talking about fulfillment in life, all those great things. And thank you again for all the support and watching. Y'all have a good one.